Hi, this is Clint with HDSLR Coalition. I'm going to talk a little bit today about Adobe CS5 Premiere, specifically how Premiere deals with HDSLR footage. Now, I've been utilizing it since about May of 2010, and I have to tell you that if you're shooting with HDSLR, there is no other program to be editing with than Adobe Premiere, and you're going to kind of see why here as I go through this. First of all, I just want to show you what I'm working with in regards to my computer. This is not some souped up high-end machine. This is essentially just a Windows 7 64-bit machine. I've got an i7 CPU with about 12 gigs of RAM, so it's not huge. This is my compact flash card that I have plugged in directly into my tower. And you can see these are the files that are, I just pulled this card right out of my camera, plugged it into the computer, and you can see these are the files that the 7D spits out. That's what I was shooting with. Without any alteration, we don't need to go through any second-party software or anything to decompress this. I'm going to take this footage that you see here right off of the card, and I'm going to start cutting it and adding effects and things like that right in Premiere without having to move that stuff off the card. I don't necessarily recommend that this is the best way to do it. Obviously, you want to back up your footage as many times as you possibly can before you start cutting, but I just want to show you the ease in which this program actually deals with this footage. Now, we're going to go ahead and go into Premiere, and we're going to set up our project. I'm going to go ahead and just throw that on my desktop just to make it a little bit easier. Yeah, we'll call this native HDSLR 7D. Click OK. Alright, so once our sequences come up, you'll see a variety of different sequences or sequence presets, you know, depending on what it is that you're working with. Of course, we're only interested in the DSLR preset. You'll see that one right up here. Now, this preset is good for any of the Canons, the 5D Mark II, the 7D, the T2i, the 60D, also the Nikon D90 and 3000. Those cameras will utilize this preset beautifully with no problem. I shot at 1080p at 24 frames per second, so that's the preset that we're interested in. And once we click on that, the timeline will go ahead and come up here. We'll go to the media browser here, which Adobe makes it really easy to find your files without pulling them, actually pulling them into the project window. And there it is. That's the compact flash card plugged right into the computer. And I'm just going to go, and those are my files. And I'm going to double click on one of them so that we can see if this is one of them that I want. As you can see, it pops right into the preview window for the clip, and I'm able to start playing it. I'm scrubbing back and forth beautifully, and this is just the file. It hasn't been rendered through Premiere at all, and I'm doing this right off of the compact flash card. Okay, so we'll use that file and go ahead and pull that in. And I'll pull in a couple of other files just so that we can have a good look here of what we can actually accomplish if we were to do so on the fly. Again, more footage. I'm able to scrub back and forth seamlessly, smoothly, no digital breakup, no distortion, no glitching, no popping, nothing. I mean, it's just beautiful. And I'm just going to go ahead and pull it right into the timeline. And as you can see, let's go ahead and get the rest of these files in there. Drag and drop, scrubbing right inside of the timeline with no rendering at all. You have to appreciate the power of this. Now again, I don't recommend that you edit off of your card. You know, surely you want to make some backups of your footage. You know, even if you do transfer this over, it's just amazing. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some effects here. This is just the brightness and contrast, kind of change that up a little bit. Kind of alter the contrast to alter the brightness here, just to give us something to render. And as you can see, hit return, bam, real quick. No waiting around. There it is. Now let's go over here to this clip and let's do something a little bit different. Again, I'm just trying to get us a couple of different looks here so that we can have something to play with. So you go in through here, let's kind of change it up just a little bit so that we have a different look. So I got that. Go ahead and render. And again, I mean, look at that speed. It's just flying through. I don't have to sit around here and wait or anything like that. And again, we're doing this right off of the card. This is right off of the compact flash card. The files and everything like that are being saved to the hard drive, of course, but the Premiere files, but the files for the footage are, this is right shot on the card. There we go. Scrubbing back and forth, no problems. No problems at all. No glitching, no pops, no blue screen, nothing. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of different, a different effect to this last bit, just to give us a different look. I'm just going to throw down a blur on there, and I'm going to go ahead and have this start clear, and then like it's pulling out of focus. And so I'll just add keyframes here. Again, Adobe Premiere, it does it beautifully. All you have to do is set the keyframes at the two ends, and it's going to go ahead and automatically set the other keyframes. So that's where it needs to end. I want it completely out of focus. So between these 2 points, you can see the 2 points there. It will automatically throw that blur on there without me having to go through and add individual keyframes. Quick render, there it goes. Again, footage still on compact flash card. And let's see, let's go on over there to that last clip. And yeah, so here we go. Gradually adding that blur, so by the time it gets to the end of the clip, we're completely out of focus. Alright, so let's go ahead and just add another effect here, brightness, and kind of brighten that up a little bit, push the contrast out a little bit, so we can see it. Again, I'm just kind of playing around here with different effects, just so you can get a feel for it. Once it gets that all rendered out, then we'll go ahead and start looking at some transitions to go ahead and insert in there. Super quick. Alright, let's go ahead and look at our footage. Yeah, that'll do. Let's go over here and take a look at some of the presets that we have set up here for transitions. And we'll start it off with just dip to black. We'll go ahead and add a cross dissolve there. Stick on a dip to black at the end. Save it, render it. Again, don't recommend that you do this as far as like editing off the card, but it's good to know that you could if you needed to. The beauty about this is how fast it works. I still see so many people on the blogs that are talking about different workarounds so that they could utilize Final Cut Pro. I'm just not clear as to why anyone would want to do that. Why would you not want this level of simplicity? You are not losing anything other than a lot of frustration, additional software. Anymore, it is just as essential, for your HDSLR as the compact flash cards that you shoot on, or your lenses. Okay, so this is the export settings for this little project. Now I want something that I can go ahead and just like throw up on Vimeo. And fortunately, it's got the Vimeo settings all set up. And there's a sub preset there for Vimeo. And we want to use the Vimeo HD. Now, this automatically sets it specifically for Vimeo, so you don't have to go through a long period of waiting for Vimeo to process your video. It gets it up there much quicker because they're not having to recompress it. Go ahead and click Export and let the encoding begin. Okay, so the file is rendered down here on the desktop. Let's just double click on it, take a look and see what we got. And just so that we have a little bit better look, this is the actual footage, not what was recorded utilizing the screen recording software. As you can see, it is smooth, beautiful, looks exactly the way it's supposed to. There's no glitches, no bumps, no dropped frames, nothing. Everything here is exactly the way it is supposed to be. And that's the beauty of it. You could take something, shoot it, take your card, put it in your computer, start Premiere, start cutting, render, export, and upload, and you're good to go. There is no reason why you need to be sitting around for hours and hours decompressing footage and, praying to God that, it actually comes out like, the way that you want it to. For more information and more great tips on HDSLR production, come check us out at hdslrcoalition.com, and thank you very much.